You live in a world where your attention is being stolen every single second. Notifications, endless scrolling, meaningless pleasure, all of it designed to keep you weak, distracted, and unfocused. But here's the truth nobody tells you: your greatest source of power isn't outside you, it's inside you. Every time you waste your seed, you are throwing away the very essence that could fuel your creativity, sharpen your mind, and make you unstoppable. Think about it. Why do you feel drained, foggy, and unfocused after releasing? Why do so many men struggle with procrastination, lack of discipline, and mental chaos? It's because they've lost control over their most powerful energy source. Semen retention is not about denying yourself. It's about reclaiming yourself. It's about harnessing that raw, primal force and transforming it into creative fire, razor-sharp focus, and unshakable presence. History's greatest thinkers, warriors, and creators knew this truth. From Nikola Tesla to Muhammad Ali, they understood that sexual energy, when conserved and redirected, becomes a weapon of genius. So the question is, will you continue draining your life force for empty pleasure? Or will you learn how to channel it into power, purpose, and profound creativity? This is the hidden path that modern men are too distracted to see. But you, by watching this, are about to discover how semen retention unlocks creativity, focus, and a mind that moves with clarity. At the core of semen retention lies a radical truth: your seed is not just fluid. It is the very substance of creation. Think about it. This is the energy capable of producing life. If it can create another human being, imagine what it can create when it's channeled inward, into your mind, your projects, your purpose. When you hold your seed, you are holding raw potential. And potential is power. Every drop contains vital nutrients, hormones, and life force that your body recycles to build strength, sharpen mental clarity, and ignite your inner drive. This is why men who practice semen retention often report an explosive surge in creativity, sharper memory, and a laser-like ability to focus. Science backs this up. When you conserve your seed, your testosterone levels stabilize, your dopamine receptors reset, and your brain enters a state of higher alertness. Instead of chasing cheap dopamine hits from screens or empty release, you find yourself naturally motivated to create, to build, to think deeply. That restless energy that once drove you toward lust now becomes a burning fire inside your mind. Suddenly you find yourself writing more, drawing more, producing more, solving problems with clarity you never had before. Your imagination expands because your body isn't drained, it's charged. And this is where focus comes in. Retention sharpens your discipline because it forces you to take control of your impulses. Every time you resist release, you are training your brain to delay gratification, to rise above urges, to stay locked in on your mission. Over time, this mental training creates a warrior-like focus that separates you from the masses who can't go a day without being controlled by desire. Imagine this. The same energy that once scattered your attention across endless lust now fuels deep work sessions, creative breakthroughs, and unstoppable momentum. That's why semen retention is not just about self-control, it's about self-creation. You are sculpting your mind and directing your energy toward what truly matters. And here's the secret most men never realize: semen retention doesn't kill your desire, it amplifies it. But instead of being enslaved by lust, you ride it like a wave. That intense energy becomes your fuel. It gives your voice more power, your eyes more presence, and your work more passion. People notice the difference. They can feel the charge in you, even if they don't know why. This is the foundation. Before you can build creativity and focus, you must reclaim your life force. You must understand that what you hold inside you is not just sexual, it is spiritual, psychological, and creative power waiting to be unleashed. So, the first step on this path is awareness, recognizing that your seed is sacred energy. The second step is discipline, learning to guard it and redirect it. And the third step is mastery, transforming lust into creative fire that builds, inspires, and awakens. The journey begins here, with the decision to stop giving away your essence and start using it as the rocket fuel for your mind, your purpose, and your higher self. When you first commit to semen retention, the biggest battle isn't physical, it's psychological. Your body has been trained by years of instant gratification, by constant release, by the easy pleasure of lust on demand. The mind has been programmed to seek the quick dopamine spike instead of the long-term reward. This is why most men fail. Not because their body is weak, but because their mind is untrained. Every time you resist release, you are actually rewiring your brain. You are breaking chains that the modern world has locked around your attention. Think about how the average man lives, scrolling endlessly, chasing meaningless hookups, binging content late into the night. His mind is fragmented. He can't focus for more than a few minutes. His creative energy is scattered and wasted. He lives in a fog. But when you practice semen retention, something begins to shift. That fog starts to lift. You feel a sharper awareness, a deeper presence, as if your thoughts are no longer being drained into the void. You start to notice details, connections, and insights that others overlook. This is the mind awakening. Here's the deeper truth: semen retention forces you to confront yourself. Without the constant escape of release, you're left with your thoughts, your restlessness, your suppressed desires. At first, this feels uncomfortable, even unbearable. But this is the crucible of transformation. By holding your seed, you learn to face the storm inside you. You stop running from discomfort and begin mastering it. That inner fire, once uncontrolled, begins to fuel discipline. This is why retention is called the warrior's path, because it forges mental toughness like nothing else. And the benefits ripple into every area of your life. Creativity flows because your energy is no longer scattered. Focus deepens because your mind is not hijacked by constant lust. Your willpower strengthens because you are proving, day after day, that you are in control of your urges, not the other way around. Psychologically, this is liberation. You are no longer a slave to lower impulses. Instead, you rise into higher levels of being. You begin to feel like the master of your body, your mind, and your destiny. And that's a feeling that changes everything, from how you work, to how you speak, to how others perceive you. Retention also awakens something primal and magnetic inside you. People notice your presence. Women sense your energy, because it's not desperate, it's powerful. Men respect you more, because you carry yourself with discipline and authority. You no longer walk through the world drained and distracted. You walk through it charged, alive, awake. This is the psychological shift, from weakness to power, from chaos to clarity, from consumption to creation. And once your mind crosses that threshold, your creativity and focus don't just improve, they explode. Ideas come to you. Flow states last longer. Your work carries more intensity and purpose. The truth is this: when you retain, you are not just building self-control, you are building a new self. A man who is no longer broken by temptation, but sharpened by it. A man who transforms lust into discipline, distraction into focus, and energy into creation. And this psychological transformation is only the beginning. Because once your mind has been rewired, the next level opens, the channeling of this energy into higher creativity, spiritual awareness, and lasting success. At its core, semen retention is not just about energy, it's about direction. Energy without direction is chaos. Energy with focus is creation. And this is where the magic happens. When you stop leaking your essence, your creative potential explodes. Think about every breakthrough in human history. Every great painting, invention, poem, or philosophy came from one place: the human mind charged with energy. But here's the secret: the mind doesn't create in exhaustion, it creates in overflow. You cannot innovate, write, or build when you are drained. True creativity comes when your inner reservoir is full, overflowing, and searching for expression. This is what semen retention does. It builds pressure, psychological, spiritual, and creative pressure. At first, that pressure feels like restlessness, even agitation. But if you resist the urge to release, something remarkable happens. That restless energy climbs upward. It rises into your imagination. It sparks new ideas. It gives you visions, concepts, and breakthroughs that you would have never seen if you were empty. History gives us examples. Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest inventors of all time, was known for his practice of celibacy and channeling his sexual energy into his work. Muhammad Ali, the greatest boxer in history, practiced retention before fights to sharpen his focus and unleash explosive energy in the ring. Philosophers, monks, warriors, and mystics across cultures all understood this truth: what you withhold becomes what you create. Modern science even supports this. Studies show that retention boosts dopamine sensitivity, allowing you to experience deeper motivation and inspiration from smaller triggers. It increases testosterone, which sharpens confidence, focus, and drive. And it fuels neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, the very foundation of creativity. But beyond science, there's something even more profound. Retention taps into what ancient traditions called the creative life force. In yoga, it's called ojas. In Taoism, it's jing. In psychology, Carl Jung referred to it as libido, not just sexual desire, but the primal energy of becoming. When you conserve it, you are literally feeding the archetype of the creator within you. This is why artists on retention often report bursts of inspiration. Writers suddenly enter flow states that last for hours. Entrepreneurs come up with bold visions for their businesses. Musicians channel raw emotion into their craft. It's not coincidence, it's energy. Energy that once left your body now fuels your imagination. And here's something few men talk about: retention doesn't kill passion, it amplifies it. Your inner fire doesn't disappear. It transforms. That same intensity that once drove you to lust now drives you to create, to build, to innovate. You begin to feel a sense of urgency, not the restless kind, but the purposeful kind. The kind of urgency that whispers, I must build something great with this energy. This is where focus merges with creativity. Because when your energy is high, your mind locks in. Distractions lose their grip. You stop chasing shallow pleasures and start chasing mastery. Your work becomes sacred. Each session of deep focus feels like you're pouring your essence into your craft. The truth is this: semen retention awakens the creator within you. It forces you to stop being a consumer and start being a builder. It transforms your mind from scattered impulses into a concentrated force of vision. And when that shift happens, you stop asking, what should I do with my life? And start declaring, this is what I'm creating with my life. This is why the path of retention is not just about controlling lust, it's about awakening genius. It's about realizing that your seed is the most potent form of energy you carry, and if directed properly, it can fuel your purpose, sharpen your focus, and unleash the highest version of yourself. Up to this point, we've looked at the physical and psychological benefits of semen retention: more energy, sharper focus, explosive creativity. But if you go deeper into this path, something even more profound reveals itself. Semen retention is not just about performance. It is about awakening. In every spiritual tradition, there is a hidden teaching. The life force that creates new life is the same force that connects you to the divine. In Hinduism, it's called Ajas, the distilled spiritual energy. In Taoism, it's Jing, the essence of life that must be preserved and refined. In Christianity, mystics spoke of chastity and celibacy not as repression, but as transformation, turning earthly desire into spiritual fire. When you conserve your seed, you are not just holding back fluid, you are holding sacred energy. And when that energy is not wasted, it begins to rise within you. It climbs the spine, activating your nervous system, awakening your intuition, and opening your inner vision. What once was lust at the lower centers of your body becomes insight, inspiration, and connection at the higher centers of your mind and spirit. This is why monks, yogis, and saints practice retention. They understood that the energy of creation is the same energy that awakens enlightenment. By withholding it, by transmuting it, they gained clarity of thought, visions of the infinite, and a presence that could move entire nations. Spiritually, retention breaks you free from the chains of the flesh. Every time you resist the urge, you are saying, I am not a slave to desire. I am a creator, not a consumer. I choose higher truth over lower impulses. And with each choice, your spirit becomes stronger, clearer, freer. But it's not just about denial, it's about transformation. You don't kill the fire of desire, you refine it. You redirect it upward. The heat of lust becomes the light of awareness. The craving for release becomes the hunger for purpose. The energy of the flesh becomes the fuel of the soul. And something incredible happens. You begin to feel guided. Your intuition sharpens. Your inner voice grows louder. You wake up with a sense of mission. Opportunities align. Synchronicities appear. It feels as if the universe itself responds to your discipline by opening doors that were once invisible. This is the spiritual gift of retention. It aligns you with your higher self. It takes the same energy that could be wasted in seconds and transforms it into a force that connects you to something eternal. Even your presence changes. People feel something different when they're around you. They can't explain it, but they sense a glow, a charge, a magnetic aura. That is your spirit radiating outward, powered by the life force you've chosen to guard. But this comes with responsibility. Retention is not just about abstaining, it's about channeling. If you hoard the energy without direction, it can turn into frustration or restlessness. But if you channel it into meditation, creation, service, and higher awareness, it becomes unstoppable. So retention becomes a spiritual practice. Each day you hold your seed, you are building a temple of energy within your body. Each moment you resist temptation, you are polishing the mirror of your soul. And eventually you realize, semen retention is not about denying pleasure. It's about awakening to a higher pleasure, the joy of clarity, the ecstasy of creation, the bliss of spiritual alignment. At this level, you understand the deepest truth: retention is not repression, it is transformation. It is alchemy. It is the turning of raw lust into divine fire. And once you awaken this fire, nothing in the world can distract you, because you have tasted something greater than pleasure, you have tasted purpose. The truth is, semen retention is not for the weak. It is not a path for men who want comfort. It is a path for men who want power, transformation, and mastery. To walk it, you must carry the discipline of a warrior. Why? Because every day, temptation will come for you. Lust will whisper, urges will rise, and your mind will try to convince you to give in. Just this once. The modern world is designed to break your discipline. Endless screens, explicit images, casual hookups, and the constant normalization of instant pleasure. Everything is engineered to weaken your willpower. But here's the paradox: every temptation is also your training. Every urge resisted is a muscle strengthened. Every battle won in silence builds a fortress in your mind. And with each victory you grow. This is the essence of the warrior's path. Retention is not about avoiding the fight, it is about winning it, again and again, until your will becomes unshakable. So how do you practice this daily? The first rule is simple: never let energy stagnate. Retention is not about hoarding, it's about transmuting. If you simply hold in, without redirecting, the energy builds frustration. But if you channel it, the same energy becomes fuel. Channel it through your body. Train hard, lift heavy, run fast, sweat deeply. Physical movement converts raw energy into strength. Channel it through your mind. Write, build, create, focus. Every hour of deep work is you pouring your essence into something greater. Channel it through your spirit. Meditate, breathe, pray, visualize. Let the energy climb upward into clarity and inner peace. The second rule: master your environment. Don't surround yourself with constant triggers. Limit mindless scrolling, cut off toxic media, and avoid situations that drag you back into old patterns. A warrior does not wander unarmed into the enemy's camp. You must be strategic with your energy. The third rule: build rituals. Wake up early. Train your body. Write down your goals. Meditate daily. The more structure you build around your life, the less room there is for weakness. Retention thrives in order, because discipline feeds energy, and energy feeds discipline. And here's the deeper truth: semen retention is not just a practice, it is an identity. You stop seeing yourself as the man who tries to retain, and start seeing yourself as the man who embodies discipline, creativity, and control. The warrior doesn't wake up asking if he will fight today, he wakes up knowing he already lives by the code. Over time, the benefits compound. Your focus sharpens. Your creativity expands. Your energy becomes consistent. And people notice. They see it in your eyes, hear it in your voice, and feel it in your presence. You become magnetic, not because of tricks, but because of truth. Your energy is pure, directed, and powerful. This is why semen retention is more than a habit. It is a lifestyle of mastery. It trains you to conquer the hardest battlefield, the battlefield of your own desires. And once you win there, you can win anywhere. The warrior's discipline is simple but not easy: conserve, transmute, create, repeat. Do this, and you will rise above the average man who lives drained and distracted. Do this, and you will unlock a life of focus, creativity, and higher purpose. Because in the end, semen retention is not about what you withhold, it is about what you become. You began this journey curious, wondering if semen retention could really unlock creativity, sharpen focus, and transform your life. And now you see the truth: this practice is not just about holding back, it is about rising up. When you stop wasting your life force, you gain back more than just energy, you gain clarity. You gain discipline. You gain the ability to create instead of consume. To focus instead of scatter. To master instead of obey. Retention transforms you physically, sharpening your presence and charging your body with strength. It transforms you mentally, rewiring your brain for focus, discipline, and productivity. It transforms you spiritually, awakening the higher self that has been buried beneath distraction and lust. But here's the ultimate truth: semen retention is not about repression, it is about expression. You are not killing desire, you are mastering it. You are turning lust into creativity, craving into focus, weakness into strength. Most men will never walk this path. They will continue to waste themselves, to live drained and distracted, to scatter their energy into nothingness. But you are not most men. By even watching this, by even considering this path, you are proving that you want more, that you are ready to live with power, purpose, and discipline. The path ahead will not be easy. Temptation will rise. Urges will test you. Doubt will whisper. But every time you resist, you are building yourself into someone stronger, sharper, more alive. You are forging a man who cannot be broken by comfort or destroyed by distraction. And here's what makes it worth it. Every ounce of energy you conserve will become fuel for your future. Every drop of discipline will flow into your goals, your dreams, your purpose. And when you look back, you will realize, it wasn't about what you gave up, it was about what you gained. So the choice is before you. Will you continue to leak your power for moments of emptiness? Or will you rise, retain, and transform that power into greatness? The path of semen retention is not just about energy, it is about destiny. And if you walk it with courage, you will discover what few men ever realize. Your seed is not just life, it is the fire of creation, the root of focus, and the key to your awakening. The path is here. The choice is yours. Step forward, and become who you were meant to be.